So leading into this week, I was asking, will Chase Sexton take a shot at Cooper Webb? He did. The AMA has issued one of the most ridiculous written warnings that I've ever seen. I'm going to break that down and how they did Deegan dirty. If you haven't tried Nano-Extreme, I strongly recommend it. This is the best pain solution that I've ever used. All of us who race dirt bikes have lots of aches and pains, and I'm telling you, this is the best, most efficient thing that I've ever used. Try it and thank me later. Head over to Nano-Extreme, use code COOKSY for free shipping. If you're racing anything big this summer and you're getting your training program going and you don't need a full training program, but you just have some questions, you can do a 30-minute consultation with Coach Rob, not one of the Complete Racing Solutions staff, Coach Rob himself. Click the link down below and get your 30-minute consultation with the legend himself, Coach Rob. If you're shipping anything, use Precision Transport. That's pretransport.com, a family-owned shipping company that believes in giving you reasonable tracking, prices, and they're just good people. Hit up pretransport.com.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Hayden Deegan was issued a written warning for his pass on Cole Davies and for his podium speech. Are you serious? This has to be one of the stupidest written warnings that I've ever seen. Why on earth would you do that? Let's start with the pass. So that pass was aggressive. Deegan went on the inside and did make contact. But I could show you like 3 or 4 separate passes on the night. Does Tristan Lane get a written warning for what he did to Grant Harlan in the LCQ? Or are we just judging it on Deegan? Does it only matter when you're up front? Do the racing rules selectively apply? Because you can't give him a written warning for a move that was kind of nice. Like, he could have sent Cole Davies a lot farther than he did. He bumped him. And I've watched it over and over to the point that Davies went so wide, it was almost like he initiated the contact from the outside. I got this footage from @FastWayCarmine on Instagram. Thank you for this. It's a really good footage, and it shows a different angle of the incident, and it shows you how Davies came back and made that mistake. It was racing. It was aggressive racing. No written warning should ever have been issued on that. You can't legislate hard racing out of the sport. That's ridiculous. And I'm really not down for hearing anything about how it's for safety. The AMA has one job as far as keeping these guys safe. Move the damn anti-safety blocks. If they want to get those off the track, I will actually consider the other things they do regarding safety, but you've got the number one glaring, most dangerous thing out there, and nobody's doing a damn thing. But seriously, I don't want to hear the AMA use safety ever described on anything until they get these anti-safety blocks. Just watch that 450 heat race. Every single week, we see guys taken down and taken down hard. This whole crash with Mitchell Harrison, how he slams, that is all because Plessinger clipped a anti-safety block, spun it onto the track, and the whole field had nowhere to go. This is a dangerous sport. So before you preach safety, AMA or Feld or anyone else, you got a glaring hole that's going to hurt some people, and it's going to hurt some people bad. AMA has 100% and Feld have put profit over safety of the riders. They want their circus performers to do their jobs, not complain, and they really don't want anyone speaking up, which is why the code of conduct violation, this is the AMA trying to tell the Deegans, or Hayden Deegan himself, you don't get to do what you want. You are a circus performer. You do what we tell you and you shut up. He got up on that podium. People were booing him. They're booing Hayden Deegan in his moment of glory. He is 100% within his rights to come back at him. He didn't swear. He didn't threaten him. He just said, if you don't like it, you can suck it. I don't know if you guys know this, but the song that comes in with Supercross, that's some feminist active group, sings about women's rights, and they're real leftist, the song that they bring Supercross into, and they really don't like Deegan. I think it has to do more with just who he is, the fact that he had Trump on his helmet earlier in the year, and this is a openly leftist company in NBC. This is a preemptive strike by these knucklehead leftists trying to quiet down Hayden Deegan. They want him just going along and being happy to be there. They also understand how many fans he has and how popular and how strong the Deegan name is, and he's dangerous. So they're trying to get a hold of this before it gets to a point where he actually says something. But I hope all the riders, teams, and everybody notices what they're doing. This is 100% NBC, Feld, and whoever else trying to shut up the riders, letting the riders know you don't matter. You are just circus performers who are happy to be there. That's what this warning told me. And if they want to start telling riders what they can say on the podium and what they should think, maybe they should start paying them. It's embarrassing that there's a silly privateer race to benefit some guys the day before that pays double what a 450 Supercross main pays out. Yet you're going to control these guys like they're NFL players getting millions and millions of dollars every single week. They're not. These are performers that pay to enter the event. They shouldn't have to follow any code of conduct rules by the sport. Now, if the sport wants to give back to them and pay them, you get a little bit more. But right now, these guys are independent contractors doing their own thing, racing on their own money, and they're not really getting anything from the series other than just a place to race. So they owe this series nothing. That's what makes it even more ludicrous that they're trying to control these guys. They're controlling these guys like they're owned by them. They are not owned by the series. They work for their teams, and their teams choose and pay to enter these races. So like Jason Anderson said, the AMA can suck it.
In my opinion, AMA can suck it most of the time.
So now let's go to the Chase Sexton move in the main event on Cooper Webb. Now that was aggressive. Now if they want to give him a written warning for that one, I would understand. And the difference between this move and what Hayden Deegan did was this one had some ill intent on it. He even said as much afterward that he was mad and he was looking for payback. And what's scary about this move is where that fork tube is in comparison to Cooper Webb's leg. We've seen this before. This is a dangerous, you can break their leg. Barsha did the same, something very similar to Tyler Bowers a few years ago, broke his leg. And if it wasn't for Cooper Webb's super high racing IQ, he would have sent him off after that. Sexton completely cross-jumped him before the finish line, trying to send Webb off the track into that anti-safety block. But Webb's smart. He knew what was going on. He checked up, unlike Cole Davies, and just let Sexton go. He understood what was on the table, what Sexton was doing, and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to get out of the way here. And I had to laugh at Sexton's justification for why he did what he did.
I just feel like it was a little dangerous. I just was kind of seeing right at that point. I wanted to get to the lead. And
have you ever seen like a couple and one of them wants out of the relationship, but the other one's treating them really good, but it's just lost its spark. So they're like looking for a reason to break up. He used, Cooper Webb leaving the toilet seat up by crossing over right after the start. And if you look at almost every single start to every race that goes right into a rhythm section, you'll see 2 or 3 people doing exactly what Cooper Webb did. Cooper Webb had no ill will on that. He was just racing. And like I said, you can pull up almost any race and you will see a situation very similar to what he did to Chase Sexton. But Chase Sexton's looking for that breakup. That was the toilet seat being led. That was all he needed to start a fight. He used that one toilet seat that was left up to start a fight with Cooper Webb and justify his dirty riding. Sexton's a good dude. He's not a guy that rides that way, but he also understands that's the only way he's going to win this championship is if he does something like that. He was looking for an excuse. That was a really small excuse, but it did the trick, and he was fired up, and he came in there hot, and he tried to put Webb down. Now, the AMA should not legislate that out of the sport. This is all part of racing. Leave it alone. Let the guys settle it on the track. Don't be sending warnings. Don't be ending threats. Those things are ridiculous. Nobody wants a championship decided by a referee. We want it decided on the track. And these guys are good enough. They're so good at racing and they understand how to protect the inside. Well, Davies doesn't, but he will soon. Webb understands he is right now a target from Chase Sexton, and he's going to be on his toes anytime Sexton is around him because he knows it's coming, and it will come again if Sexton gets another opportunity. Check out Ride Strapped, goggles, glasses, shirts, just a really cool company that I'm thankful to be associated with. Check out Ride Strapped, get yourself a red pill shirt, get yourself some goggles, ridestrapped.com. Alias MX gear. You pretty much bought all their 2025 motocross gear. They're almost out. There's a few things if you go check the website. But their new 2026 lineup will be dropping sometime in the summer. I'll let you know when that is, but you better get your gear quick because it's very popular and it's selling out really fast. But if you need some bicycle gear in the meantime, hit up Alias MX and get your bicycle gear. Cooper Webb was sick. This is far too common with these guys, especially guys who are in this intense title fight that added stress, physical stress, and just the overall wear and tear of a 17-round Supercross series. After that main event, you could see it physically on Cooper Webb. He was cooked. And had he fallen back to third or fourth place, it would make this weekend very, very stressful. Heading into Salt Lake, now he's only got to get fifth or better. Had he fallen back to third or fourth, that would have put some serious pressure on him. And he should have been at least third on this race. And Cooper Webb, whatever the difference in bonuses is for Justin Cooper to get second or third, whatever that difference is, Cooper Webb, you might want to send that to him for Christmas because he ran behind you and protected you like a bodyguard. Had Justin Cooper done what he could have done and got past Cooper Webb, he probably would have taken Malcolm with him, and that would have put Webb into fourth place, and that would have set up for one heck of a final this weekend. Instead, he laid back there, played bodyguard, and really protected Cooper Webb all the way till the end. And back to the AMA, if you want to start sending out warnings, and I don't think they should. I don't think Justin Cooper should be warned. This is racing. This is teams. This has always happened. I'm okay with this as long as they're not like a lap down doing something completely obvious. This is part of the sport. You let some team tactics play out. The way they've written the rules, they could absolutely disqualify Justin Cooper for not giving his full effort and admitting as much in the press conference.
No, I mean, I kind of try to respect the championship battle going on, and you know, when there's two guys, you know, duking it out for a championship, you don't want to be the guy that's, you know, intervening with it. My speed was really good tonight. I think it would have been a little bit of a different story if I started, you know, even, you know, anywhere up there. So
this was funny in the press conference when the guy asked, you know, Justin Cooper about team tactics. Watch Chase Sexton. Oh, if you don't think Chase Sexton is pissed, much like Eli Tomac was when Marvin Musquin and Ryan Dungey were using team tactics, Sexton's pissed.
Tactics talked at all about? Obviously, Cooper needs the points. They're super valuable. Is there ever a situation in which you would have made the pass knowing how valuable the points are to Cooper, to Webb?
No, I mean, I kind of try to respect the championship.
This is the toilet seat left up that he was looking for. So if he does something in Salt Lake, look for him to go back to this and say, well, they're using team tactics. I had to do what I had to do. I actually giggled when I saw Sexton turn his head and just stare at Justin Cooper when he was answering this question. And look at that smirk when he says, I don't want to interfere. And Sexton's not a dirty rider. He rides very clean, but he definitely has those tools in the toolbox. Just ask El Hombre. He cleaned Jason Anderson out earlier this year. He's done it to guys in the past, but he typically races clean unless he feels justified. And when he does, oh, he swings a big sword. I sure hope the AMA just stays out of racing. They don't need to be a part of it. We don't need to hear about written warnings or penalties unless something is so obvious that we all go, yeah, something should be done. Somebody's a lap down, somebody's cutting the track. Unless they do that, the rest of it is just good, hard racing. So whatever Sexton does, if he puts Webb down this weekend and wins the title, I do not want to see it legislated out and they give it back to Webb. I want to see them handle this on the track like men, like the professionals that they are. And if Webb leaves the door open and makes a mistake, that's just Sexton being a hell of a racer to win this thing. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, he's going to have to get fifth or worse to lose this title. I don't see that happening. Going into Salt Lake with high altitude, he's sick, he's worn down. Depending on how he recovers this week, it might get interesting in Salt Lake if he's really struggling physically, because that altitude 2 weeks in a row will definitely wear on Cooper Webb. Malcolm Stewart was on the gas, and I think if Justin Cooper had passed Cooper Webb, he would have got him. But instead, Justin Cooper kind of got in there and literally fought off Malcolm and kept Malcolm from a podium. Malcolm should be pissed. He was riding good enough to get a podium. Justin Cooper literally got in there and blocked him from getting to where he needed to be. If this was round 2 or 3, Cooper Webb would have fell to fourth place, no problem, and you just saw Justin Cooper and Malcolm Stewart both on that podium, probably in that order. But being that there's the title on the line and Justin Cooper's doing his good thing to be a teammate, you know, he fought him off, got onto the podium. Malcolm might not be too happy about that. Maybe he'll take a shot at Justin Cooper. So while Justin Cooper thinks he's just out there, you know, racing and being a good teammate, look at the way Sexton looked at him at that press conference. If Sexton gets a shot at Justin Cooper, whenever it is, or down the road, maybe Justin Cooper's fighting for a title, don't look for Sexton to do him any favors. Sexton definitely owes him one for this. And Malcolm needed that podium so bad. We don't know what's going on with Husqvarna, KTM, Pierre Group. It's a disaster. So we don't know where these guys are going to go, if they're going to have rides next year. I'm pretty sure KTM will still be around. I don't know about Husqvarna. I know they're planning on being around and they're signing riders and pretending like it's business as usual. But with Husqvarna, who knows what could happen? And if I'm Malcolm Stewart and I get an opportunity to go to Triumph or Ducati, I jump on it. Even though the bike might not be where you want it, at this point in the game, you take the first contract available. If it's Husqvarna, I would be a little bit nervous, but I would still sign it. But what sucks is there's a lot of uncertainty, and there's some good riders heading into 2026 that don't have contracts. The manufacturers are struggling. They don't have tons and tons of money. The industry's not doing bad, but it's not doing good. But the entertainment value of this series is going through the roof. The promoters are going to get hundreds of millions of dollars. This is why I'm lobbying for profit sharing. If these teams were to get a nice chunk of change from the series and profit sharing, they could hire, and I know those teams aren't going to sit on that money. They're going to spend that money and have their riders out there as many as they can, as long as they have that budget. Whatever that budget is, they're not going to exactly go short of it. They're going to use the whole thing. It sucks that we might see guys like Malcolm Stewart, Jason Anderson, and Eli Tomac being forced into retirement simply because there's not enough money. Meanwhile, the promoters are hoarding their piles of it, while these stars that we pay to go see might be forced into retirement. Stars sell tickets. Stars are what get ratings. If they can keep them around longer, they get more ratings, they get more money. And I'm telling you, to profit share with the teams and riders is only an investment in the sport as a whole, and the promoters will actually make more money in the end. Looking at the field heading into Salt Lake, I was like, who could possibly get in front of Cooper Webb? And there's not a lot of guys. But here's a name you probably wouldn't expect, Shane McElrath. The way he rode in Denver was he is having one heck of a season on that 450, and he's one of the best hard-packed, slick riders that there is. I know he's expanded that, and he rides good in soft conditions now too. Whenever it's hard-packed like Salt Lake and Denver, this dude is awesome. So he might be in the mix to take points away from Cooper Webb in Salt Lake. He could get up there, and with the weird things that happen at the end of the series, he might be in a position to get a podium. He might be in a position to get another top 5. So look for Shane McElrath to be in the mix next week. All right, guys. Thank you, members. I appreciate everything. All of you guys are entered to win the 32-ouncer of Nano Xtreme. That's a $400 value. I'm giving that away at the end of May. And like I said, I'm working with some e-bike companies. I want to up these giveaways, and I'm hoping to give away some badass e-bikes. I'm telling you, these e-bikes, the Surons, and this other one that I'm working with, they are so dang fun, man. I'm telling you, they are. I haven't had this much fun riding a dirt bike in a long, long time. I don't have to load up. I just jump on it, go pop wheelies, head over to the school, jump some stairs. If you haven't embraced this, you're missing out. It's too much fun.